Hello there and welcome to the Freelance Sucks Podcast 6th season summary. My name is Yuri, I'm a community builder at Code Control and Nanium.works, and today I'll share with you 10 things you can learn from 10 podcast guests in less than 10 minutes. Let's go! If you are not a freelancer yet and are searching for the right time to start, here's what Jesse Marcellier has for you.
What I would say to anyone who's considering freelancing is nobody is going to give you a formula for, hey, this is the time to do it. This is perfect. You're just going to have to recognize that voice in your head that will not shut up. That's just telling you, I have to do this.
No matter how experienced a freelancer you are, you need help to succeed. And you definitely must be using AI tools. And here's how Cihan Kelechi does this.
I have set up and taught ChatGPT in a certain way who I am, what I do, what my beliefs are, and the tonality of my written voice. And after having done that, it's almost like I'm speaking to myself and I'm brainstorming ideas with myself. I'm challenging problems. I'm evaluating things with ChatGPT. So use ChatGPT as your assistant that you go out on a coffee with. Just talk about what's going on, and you would be surprised how many good ideas and how even challenging these conversations can be.
Also, talking to your ChatGPT self may feel a little lonely. And here's how Steve Folland deals with it.
When I started, I didn't know any, and actually it was hard being isolated, as in being the only freelancer I knew. I didn't see that I was running a business because nobody was talking about it. So it was only when I first started going to a co-workspace that I realized the mini social interactions that you have with other humans, I had been missing out on those. It doesn't even have to be much, but just that little bit of chat that I would have with the person at the front desk or somebody while making a coffee kind of lifts you up.
But if you are already doing those social interactions, you might also search for clients. And here's how Yannick Kron approaches it.
Look for meetups that your potential clients will be on. So if I have a clear positioning for my freelance career, maybe I work for clients in the aerospace field. Maybe there are meetups for this kind of niche, and there I can find the right people and speak. It doesn't make sense to go on events where other people out of my professional field are. For example, I don't go to front-end meetups to acquire new clients. There I go just to learn stuff about front-end.
If you don't feel comfortable selling your services, here's how Daisy Hilbrand stays visible to her potential clients.
I'm not the type who's very good in saying, hey, I'm doing this, book me and pay me. It doesn't work for me. And that was a struggle, and it is still to a certain degree a struggle of finding the right way. What I have found out works for me. I like to help people. So that can be by, when it comes to being visible, sharing different methods people can try out, giving point of view on different tools and things like that.
When you are helping people, you are also building relationships that can potentially bring your projects in the future. But for that, you have to maintain those relationships. And here's how Leon Villas does it.
What I'm trying to build is a business around relationships. I want to know that people are happy with what I'm doing and that after hiring me, they feel better. And keeping up with this relationship really takes a lot of time. I have blockers in my calendar. I schedule a half-hour chunk of time, let's say, to go through messages, to answer. I cannot always engage in a conversation for a long time, but I want to at least give one answer to keep the conversation flowing. I will stick to the one answer and then come back the other day or when I can.
And when your clients trust you, you can charge much more because you'll be having these conversations that Thomas Marbella has.
I was offered a job for 50 grand a month for a tech due diligence. And I was like, that's a lot of money. And they were like, yeah, but if everything goes well, you save us up to €250,000 or €500,000. I know many developers out there only think in their code and stack. That's fine. But try to think of a win-win situation, the actual value you can provide. So you can charge a lot more money.
But no matter how great relationships you have, shits happen sometimes. And here is how Sarah Duran knows when to fire a client.
When you want success for your clients more than they want it for themselves is a big one. Sometimes that means firing clients and walking away. Sometimes that means redefining scopes. It always means that the next contract I go into, I am much more clear about the red flags, about the boundaries, and about the ways that I structure my engagements with people from all the lessons that I've learned so far.
So if you are going through such a breakup with a client or just looking for a new client, there is no time for self-doubts. Here's what GK Peter proposes to invest your time into.
Keep going even when you're having like some down periods, when you feel like, I just want to go back to my old job even though I hated it. And yet you have to have that mindset of like, well, no, this is normal and I just need to set aside some marketing time for me. And this applies to a lot of business owners actually. When they have lots of business, they don't do any marketing and suddenly they run out of work and they think, oh, I need to do some marketing. But if you spend 25% of your time doing marketing, you don't have the famine period.
And here is one more important thing for you to remember about from Eric Bolikovsky.
One of the things that I like to do while I'm waiting for the next client is to use the time to learn. Basically, when you are not freelancing, get better for freelancing.
And just like that, these were 10 things you can learn from 10 freelancers in less than 10 minutes. And what have you learned? Share it in the comments here or on LinkedIn or whenever, and let's connect. If you learned something new, share this episode with your friend. That's it. I'm done. See you in the next episode.